Hello everyone and welcome to Mobility Academy. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in today's video I'm going to show you a beautiful exercise to stretch your glutes. Alright, but talking about glutes and flexibility in general, let me show you my brand new book, Split Second, which is the complete playbook to learn the splits and drastically improve your flexibility level. So if you want to improve your flexibility and you also want to learn the splits, because as I always say, splits are flexibility. If you master the splits, you'll master your lower body flexibility, then I strongly suggest you check out this book following the link in the description down below. All right, now with that said, let's start. Let's see how to stretch your glutes. All right guys, so all you need to do this exercise right here is a bench and maybe some yoga blocks. All right, so let's see how to do this exercise. You want to start right here and you want to place one foot on the bench like this and the knee on the bench like this. Now not only the knee, okay, but maybe the glute of that foot, so with the hip on the same line as the foot on the bench, as you can see here. Now, as you can see, I'm using the yoga blocks under my knee because this height of the bench is too low for me, all right? It's too high for me, sorry. So I do need some yoga blocks under my posterior knee just to put my body in the right position, because here I feel okay. You just need to play with your setup and feel where you feel good in the stretch. Now, if I want to kind of stay in a different stretch, I can do this. But as you can see here, my knee, my front knee is popping up and I'm just going too low with the knees and with the hips. So I do need this kind of height to stay leveled here, all right? Now from this position, you got a few options, all right? The first one is just to go into the stretch, and the stretch goes like this. You do wanna first, without actually moving any part of your body, okay, you don't want to move any part of your body. You just want to, so you don't want to go down with your trunk. You don't want to do this. You just want to stay here and you want to anterior tilt, which means that you want to arch your lower back. So I don't want to stay curved, all right? I want to stay arched. Then I want to push my butt back. Now, another big thing you want to do here is to level your hips. So as you can see here, I have this hip, my front hip on the bench, but my back hip here, all right? Now, to create this stretch, I first want to turn my hips into the stretch. So as you can see, as I push this hip, my opposite hip, in front of me like this, so I rotate my body, then I feel a very good and deep stretch on this leg's glute. All right, so I push this hip forward. Of course, I'm going to show you the exercise also from the other perspective. Now, from this position here, then as you are here, you want to, as you kind of open your lower back, okay, and you push this hip forward without losing these kind of activations, you want to drive your body down. And you want to drive your body down as far as you can feel the stretch. Let's assume you feel the stretch here, then perfectly fine. You just stay here. 6 to 10 breaths, then you can apply a PNF contraction. And to apply a PNF contraction, you can push this foot right here against the bench. So I push the foot, this foot against the bench without moving my body. So I push, 10 to 15 seconds, then I stop. I inhale, I come up a little bit with my torso, exhale, and I can get deeper into the stretch. As you can see, as I get deeper, I try to turn my hips more, turn the hips more, open my hips, and I go down. That's strong, guys. That's really strong. Woo. All right. Or you can do so you can stay passively in the stretch 6 to 10 breaths, and then you can apply couple of from 1 to 3 PNF contractions, all right guys, just to feel the stretch better and to gain more flexibility there. But now let me show you also the dynamic variation of this exercise right here, all right? So all you gotta do here is to place the foot in the same position, the hip on the bench, all right, like this, and you do wanna start here, as you can see here. I'm in the exact same position. But now, from this position, I want to start on top. I want to drive my body down, feel the stretch, and I can come back up. All right. 2. Can do 6 to 10 reps. Let's assume this is the last one. I want to stay here a little bit more. Now, I can stay in the stretch, so let's assume I'm doing the repetitions, all right? I got 2 main positions. The active position, all right, and the passive position. The active position is this one, where I go down, I don't touch the bench with my body, and just remain here. Now here, of course, I'm stretching the muscles, the glutes, of course, but I'm kind of keeping the tension on the muscle because the muscle has to contract and stretch at the same time. All right, because of course I need to stay there with the strength of the muscle in a stretched position, which is really good. All right, so what I want to do is to go and stay here 10 seconds. All right, I stay here 10 seconds, I feel the stretch, and then after 10 seconds I put my hands on the bench, and then as soon as you put the hands on the bench, you feel that, okay, this position kind of feels different. Because here I'm relaxing the muscles and I'm going into the stretch with a relaxed position. Okay, so it's a little bit different. It's the same because I'm kind of going into the same stretching position, but I'm using 2 different techniques, all right? The first one is an active position where I don't touch the bench with my hands, so I'm there with the strength of my muscles. The second position, I'm touching the bench, so I'm kind of relaxing there. And these 2 stretching positions are kind of difficult to understand, but you can learn all of that and many more flexibility secrets. Let me call them secrets. There are no secrets in flexibility training, but of course there are principles, methodologies, and things that kind of work in flexibility training, and you can learn all of that in my flexibility course, all right, which is a complete course where you can learn everything about flexibility, how to use the PNF, how to use the weights in a stretch, how to use these kind of positions to gain more flexibility, and how to create your flexibility workouts. And you can do that with a 20% off today if you click on the link in the description down below. All right, guys, so this exercise here is really important for your glutes flexibility. Now, a little detail because it's important to talk about the mistakes people do here, all right? Watch this position from the front, all right? Can you see from the front how my knees are in line? Not my knees, both knees, like when I am on my left, when I have my left leg in front of me, for example, all right? Can you see how my knee is aligned with my left hip? So front knee in line with the hip. So a lot of people just drive the knee out, so the hip is not in line with the knee. So you do want to stay in a position where you have your knee in front of your hip, all right, and you actually rotate your hips into the position without moving your front knee. So if you have your left leg in front of you, let's assume you have your left leg in front of you, you want to have your left hip on the bench, your left knee outside of the bench, or maybe on the bench, it depends the support you're going to use, maybe also a chair, 2 chairs, it doesn't matter. So you want to have your left knee in front of your hip and then the foot in line with your hip. So there's an angle, a really closed angle here on your knee, on your front knee. The other knee doesn't matter, just find a height where you can stay comfortable in the position. But as you are in the position, you want to feel like a lot of people just do this stretch and they can't reach a decent stretch because the height of the bench or the support is too low or too high for their kind of joints proportions. So you gotta find a position where you have your hips in line with the bench as you are in the position, and then from there you can go into the stretch. All right, and remember, you can stay there and you can apply PNF contractions, which means that you're going to push your foot against the bench for a kind of, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. You can apply 1 to 3 PNF contractions, or you can do dynamic repetitions. All right, go into the stretch and back up using your muscles strength, and you can do 6 to 10 repetitions. And on the last one, you want to stay in the active position, maybe 10 to 20 seconds, and then you put the hands on the bench and you stay there more. All right, guys, this is a really strong stretch, and if you have any questions or doubts regarding this stretch, or if you give this stretch a go, please let me know in the comments, because I'll be really happy to answer to all your questions, all right, to all your comments, all right? And if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and help me grow this YouTube flexibility channel, all right? This means a lot to me, guys. With that said, that's all from the Flexibility Guy, Coach Elia. Have a nice stretch and see you in the next video.